Christy here from Christy Velasquez Art, and today I'm going to try to do the rainbow cloudy effect again. I tried that a few days ago, and let me get that painting. I like how it turned out. It really dried nicely. A lot of the purple and the green and the blue showed through, but there are some spots like right here where the pink came through as well. And I definitely got a really good cloudy effect. And I really like how in this one, it dried with just the slightest bit of ridge here along some of the cloudy effect here in the middle. And I really like that. Once I varnish this, I think that's going to be more prominent even more. And so I do like the way this turned out. So I'm going to attempt it again, except this time I'm going to be doing it on a 12 by 12. This is a Gallery 3 wrapped canvas. So I do have a lot of edges to take into account for. I think typically you do about 5 ounces for a 12 by 12. Considering I have the edges and things, I'm going to do a little bit more. And this time around, I'm going to use a different cup. If you saw my video from when I attempted this before, I used like a measuring cup that I got from the dollar store, and the paint poured out all over the place. So I didn't get the nice tree ring that I'm really going for in this. So I'm going to attempt this again with this cup, and I can kind of squeeze it a little bit, and I'm hoping that'll help me be able to get the tree rings that I'm going for. Okay, colors that I'm using today. Again, I'm going to be using the DecoArt Satin Enamel mixed with the Artist Loft white, just their flow acrylic white that comes in the big that big container. And this is it. So I mixed 1 part to satin enamels to 1 part of the Artist Loft flow acrylics. And then I mixed it with floetrol and water to get a pretty runny consistency. As you see, when the paint drips off, it kind of goes back into itself. This one is a little thick, so I think I'm going to add a little bit of water. You want the paint to when you lift up your stick, you want the paint to go into itself. So you don't want it to mound or leave any sort of mound on top. You want it to be pretty thin. So that may be slightly a little too thick, but I think we're just going to go for it like that. And then the colors that I'm using today, I've got Artist Loft Crimson. That's going to be my red. And then I've also got a little bit of this left over. This is kind of a pinkish color. It's a bunch of different kind of reds and pinks mixed together, so I'm going to use a little bit of that. I've got Artist Loft Metallic Orange, Artist Loft Deep Yellow. Then my 2 greens are Artist Loft Light Green and Artist Loft Metallic Leaf Green. And then for my blue, it is the Artist Loft, just the flow acrylic in this big container. And this is the white that I'm also referring to that I mixed with my DecoArt Satin Enamels. And then for my purples, I've got 2 purples. I've got the light violet and the metallic purple. So I do have quite a bit of purples, metallics in here. So hopefully that'll kind of show through in some of the tree rings. Okay, so let's start pouring our paints in here. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the white on the bottom. Look how pretty that is in the cup. All right. Now I'm going to put a layer of white down on my canvas so that my tree ring can flow. And this is also some of the DecoArts mixed with the satin enamels mixed with the acrylics white flow. So I'm just going to spread this out, and this will give my paint something to flow over, and hopefully that'll help me keep my rings intact. Because a lot of times, you know, with the tree ring pour, the rings will kind of go over each other when the paint's trying to spread out. So I'm trying to prevent that. So let's just spread this paint out here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to give my, you know, like I said, my rings something to pour over here. And then this will also help it kind of go over the sides too. Gotta pick this up here. All right. All right, perfect. Now, there we go. So, okay. All right. Here it is. Let me make sure you guys are in frame. And you are. And let's give this a go. So I'm going to try to pour this pretty slow so that I get hopefully really good rings here. So I'm going to pour it really, really slow. So if you want to speed this part up, you can. Oh, there went a blob of something. That is not good. I'm actually pouring, I think, a little too fast here. There went another blob. I'm gonna have to get those blobs out, I think. And I'm kind of off center here, so I'm gonna move my rings more into the centers. So here comes that white and yellow. That's really pretty together. I've got some blobs in there, so hopefully I can get those out without ruining my rings. So this is pouring out more what I wanted in that first attempt that I did. So that would be the video before this one. I think it's number 8. I'm definitely keeping my colors in this one. I've got my rings going, and this is more of what I was looking for in that first pour. I am afraid I do have too much paint, and I did this one different. The other one I did the blue and the purple, the first colors, because I wanted those to come out last. And this one I did the red and the yellow and the orange first. So we will see what kind of effects we get with that. So this might, I always tend to go to the right when I'm doing a tree ring, and I get my tree ring off center here, but we're going to go to the bottom. We're going to just pour all the paint out and see what happens. But I'm definitely liking the rings that I have in this one much better than that previous pour. I actually do have really good ring definition in this one. So here comes some of that white. That'll give us some good rings in the middle. I'm going to try to just keep going here, keeping my rings good. And then I'm going to try to stop this if I can from dripping. All right. All right, I am going to just kind of, it's going to the right there. I wonder if my table's uneven, so I'm going to kind of help it go that way. All right, let's torch it. I should have torched the white that I put down too to get the air bubbles out of that, but that's okay. We'll torch it right now. So I'm already getting some really cool cells. And I'm getting some really neat like lacing along the outside here. So that's pretty cool. I know that's gonna come over the sides, but it's still really pretty. All right, let's start tilting, and we're gonna tilt very, very slowly here. So I've been watching some videos on how other people do just tree ring pours, and they tilt really slowly and they go, you know, in a circular motion. So I'm going to try to be patient and tilt this as slow as possible to try to keep as much of the ring definition that I can. It does look like the red and the orange kind of blended together. So I don't know how much of the rings I'm actually going to be able to keep, but we will see here. So it's already kind of starting to go over the edge in some places, and that's okay. I do want to try to keep that center because that looks really cool. So I'm just going to take a minute here and decide if I want to go ahead and take it over that corner and then do this corner. I've got a lot of cells going on here. All right, so I am going to, let me bring my paint back to the center. You always want to bring the weight of your paint back to the center before you take it to any of the edges, because that'll help push the paint over. So I definitely have the rainbow going on here. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to go around slowly one more time. I do have quite a bit of paint on here, so I don't think I'm going to have a problem getting to the corners, but I am going to, looks like I might just be able to go to this corner bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off. All right, I'm going to bring my paint back to the center here. And then I think I'm going to go to this corner. Okay, I'm going to bring my paint back to the center, the weight of my paint back to the center here. And let's see. Wow, really got some crazy cells here. So I think I'm going to go to this corner next. So I'm just going to move this canvas around and tilt it towards me. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. I'm sorry if this is, you can't see it very well. Okay, I'm going to bring it back. Whoa, this is crazy looking. A lot of red, more red than I really wanted. Got a blob right here, so let me get a stick to get it out. All right, so let me see if I can get this blob, whatever it is. Ooh, that is a big blob. Okay, so that is going to be a problem in our painting. So we might have to tilt some more over there, but let me get to this corner first. So where's the weight of my paint? Okay. You probably won't be able to see this as I'm tilting on this side, so just give me a second and I will bring it back around here. All right. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I don't like that red, so I think I'm going to take this down, and that is helping get rid of that kind of weird spot that I had. I'm going to tilt that off, and then I'm going to tilt it this way to get rid of some of that really bright red. So the center is going to be, the center of my tree ring is not really going to be in the center of the painting. Okay, so this did not turn out at all what I was going for, but we will see what happens. Here, I should have painted the sides of this because I've lost a lot of my paint down into the bottom, and that makes it kind of difficult to touch up the sides. But we'll see what we can do here. All right, so I'm just going to touch up the sides. and let this sit, and then we'll come in and see what we have. Okay, here is the painting dry. I did get, you'll see right here, I got a little bit of alcohol ink on that this morning. I was making some resin soap dishes and got a little out of control with alcohol ink, but I don't like this painting, so I plan to paint over it anyways. So that's okay that I got a little bit of alcohol ink on it, but here it is completely dried. And I thought I would show you what it looks like before I paint over it. It's just too pink for me. I'm not a pink and red kind of person, so I do like how this dried. See how it's kind of got some texture? I do like that, but overall, I'm not really liking this painting, so I will paint over this in a future video. But thought I would give you guys a quick close-up of what the dried painting looks like. All right, thanks guys.